Okay, so let's just jump right into this explainer by tackling a problem pretty much all of us face. You know that frantic, almost exhausting search for meaning? That feeling where you're looking for validation everywhere outside of yourself? Honestly, it's like we're walking around feeling like this tiny, isolated wave that's somehow gotten completely disconnected from this massive, terrifying ocean. We look up at the cosmos and think, man, I am so incredibly small, and all that is just so huge. But what if we've got that completely backwards? What if the whole script needs to be flipped? Today we're going to do exactly that using some seriously ancient but brilliant technology for the mind. To solve this whole isolation thing, we're turning to one of the most profound philosophical texts in human history, the Mandukya Upanishad. Now, it's actually the shortest of the principal Upanishads. It's literally only 12 verses long. But seriously, do not let its size fool you. Traditional texts actually claim that if you are looking for true liberation, these 12 verses alone are all you need, the whole shebang. It offers this radical paradigm shift that basically proves you aren't just a wave at all, you're the entire ocean.
And that brings us right to verse 2. This first drops what is basically an ultimate cosmic equation. In Vedanta philosophy, they have these 4 Mahavakyas, or great sayings, and verse 2 gives us a massive one, Ayam Atma Brahma. That's pronounced Ayam Atma Brahma, and translated it simply means, this self is the universe, or this self is Brahman. And here's the kicker, it's not a metaphor. They are presenting this as a literal, mathematical equation of reality.
So, the absolutely crucial thing to grasp here is that this equation completely obliterates the line between me and everything else. Think of it as 2 variables. You've got Brahman, which is the ultimate reality, the macrocosm, the whole boundless universe, and then you have Atman, the individual self, the microcosm, basically the I inside of you. The text is telling us flat out, Brahman equals Atman. But, intellectually grasping that is one thing, actually experiencing it is another. So to bridge that gap, the text takes our daily consciousness and breaks it down into 4 very accessible quarters.
And the original Sanskrit really nails this concept. They use the word chatushpat, pronounced chatushpat. It means that this very Atman, this self that's supposedly identical to the entire universe, has 4 distinct aspects or conditions. And we're essentially going to use these 4 quarters as a map to take a journey straight through the layers of our own minds.
Now, quick heads up, when we say 4 quarters or 4 feet, we have to be a little careful. The great philosopher Shankara pointed out that we shouldn't picture these like 4 separate legs of a cow. It's way more accurate to think of them like 4 quarters of a single dollar bill or a single coin. You merge 1 quarter into a half, the half into 3 quarters, and boom, you realize the whole. So they aren't separate places you travel to, they are nested layers of your own awareness. To make it even cooler, the Upanishads perfectly maps these 4 states onto the sacred syllable Om. Each letter is basically a stepping stone inward. The A is your waking state, U is the dreaming state, and M is deep, dreamless sleep. But there's a 4th state, and that's the silence that follows the sound. So let's walk through these steps right now and see how this giant cosmic equation is playing out in your everyday life.
All right, stepping into the first quarter. This is the waking state. In Sanskrit, it's called Jagrat, and the consciousness experiencing it is known as Vaisvanara. This lines up with the A in the syllable Om. And, well, this is where you and I are hanging out right now. At least, I really hope so.
So right now, your consciousness is facing totally outward. The Upanishads vividly describe this waking self as having 19 mouths, which is a wild image, right? But these mouths are just your 5 senses, your organs of action, your vital breaths, your mind, and your ego. You're using all these mouths to consume and interact with the physical, gross universe. It even talks about 7 cosmic limbs, which shows that even when you're just awake doing your thing, your physical body is intimately tied to cosmic elements like fire, water, and space. You're out there navigating physical objects, doing totally mundane things like paying the rent. You are completely outwardly cognitive.
But think about what happens when you hit the pillow and close your eyes. You instantly transition from that external gross world right into the 2nd quarter, the dream state. This is the U in AUM. In literally a split second, the external world just vanishes. But your experience, it doesn't stop at all.
And this is where it gets truly fascinating. This dream consciousness is called Taijasa, and your awareness turns 100% inward. Think about it. You don't have your physical eyes open, your ears aren't really listening, yet you're seeing massive mountains, hearing conversations, or maybe feeling that pure stomach-dropping panic of taking a math test you forgot to study for. Why? because your mind is constructing entire realities, complete with their own physics, purely out of the subtle impressions left over from when you were awake. In that state, you are the sole creator, the sustainer, and the experiencer of a whole inner universe. Kind of a game changer when you think about it.
Going deeper still, we hit the third quarter, which matches the M in AUM. This is dreamless sleep, or sushupti, and the consciousness here is called prajna. Just pause and think about this state for a second. It is a total ink-black void. All those dreams, the desires, the random anxieties, even your entire sense of me, it all completely vanishes. The texts describe it as a mass of pure blissful cognition. There's zero stress, zero suffering. You're just peacefully merged into this unified block of unawareness.
Now, it's absolutely crucial to differentiate these states if we're going to grasp the final step. See, while the waking and dream states are strictly bound by cause and effect, like things happen and you react, deep sleep is the cause alone. It's the root that the other two states actually emerge from. But there's a catch. It's completely enveloped in a veil of ignorance. In deep sleep, sure, you don't know the illusions of the world, but you don't know the ultimate truth of the universe either. You are just peacefully in the dark.
And that finally brings us to the culmination of the whole journey, the fourth quarter. It's known simply as Turiya, which quite literally just translates to the fourth. This corresponds to that profound, lingering silence right after the sound of Aum fades away. But here's the trick. Turiya isn't a state you enter or leave, like waking or sleeping. No, it is the superconscious silence between your thoughts. It's the pure, permanent witness that is silently watching you wake up, watching you dream, and watching you sleep. It's the blank canvas that all the other three states are painted on.
To really wrap our heads around how revolutionary this is, we gotta look at the ancient scholar Gaudapada. He wrote the defining commentary on this text, and he used this amazing analogy. He compared our normal waking reality to walking into a pitch-black room and mistaking a coiled-up rope on the floor for a venomous snake. I mean, your heart races, you feel genuine sheer terror. But the snake is an illusion. And just like that snake has zero independent existence from the rope, the external world has no independent existence from the ultimate reality of Brahman, which is Turiya. The second the lights come on, the snake vanishes. Only the rope was ever really there.
And that, right there, is the ultimate realization of the Mandukya Upanishad. When you meditate on these states, when you merge the waking A into the dreaming U into the sleeping M, and you finally just rest in the absolute silence of Turiya, you recognize something mind-blowing. That silent witness sitting inside you, it is completely identical to the ultimate, boundless reality of the entire universe. I am Atma Brahma. The tiny wave finally wakes up and realizes it's the ocean.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. We spend pretty much our entire lives running outward, right? Using our 19 mouths to just consume the world, desperately searching for peace or meaning or some kind of completion in our jobs, our status, or in other people. But if the macrocosm perfectly matches your own microcosm, if the entire vast universe is literally already contained within the silent witness of your own mind, well, maybe it's finally time to stop frantically searching the outside world and just simply look within.